Hi, my name is Nuralisa. My matric number is AP210012. I will be explaining about bioprinting 3D printer. 3D bioprinting, also just known as bioprinting, is a relatively new technology that, in theory, allows humans to fabricate nearly any tissue or organ from scratch. The fundamental idea behind bioprinting is quite similar to that of ordinary 3D printing, in which a material, usually plastic, is printed one layer at a time instead of plastic. However, bioprinters also use bioink, usually composed of cells suspended in a special gel known as a hydrogel, which helps to protect, nourish, and hold the cells together. Some bioinks use a single type of cells, while others contain multiple types of cells, or multiple bioinks are used side by side, each with a different cell type. There are three categories of bioprinting that I will be discussing in this video. The first one is extrusion-based bioprinting, the second one is droplet-based bioprinting, and the last one is energy-based bioprinting. So extrusion-based bioprinting is similar to what most people would think of when they think of conventional 3D printers. It involves forcing continuous filaments of a material through a nozzle in a controlled manner to create a 3D structure. The material is bioink, which, as I said before, usually consists of cells and a hydrogel. Filaments are forced through a nozzle by either pneumatic pressure, which is basically a pressure, or mechanically pressure, which comes from things like pistons or screws. Droplet-based bioprinting methods include inkjet-based bioprinting, microvalve-based bioprinting, and laser-induced forward transfer bioprinting. As with extrusion-based bioprinting, bioink must be quickly stabilized in order for the structure to retain its shape, and the exact manner in which this is accomplished depends on the hydrogel being used. Inkjet-based bioprinting shares a lot in common with traditional inkjet printing. Here is how it works. At a high level, a pulse of pressure is used to eject a droplet of bioink. The pulse of pressure can be generated in one of two ways, using thermal mechanism or piezoelectric mechanism. In the thermal mechanism, a small surface of the bioink is heated and vaporizes to create a bubble which occupies a larger space than the liquid bioink did, creating pressure, forcing a droplet of bioink out of the nozzle. In the piezoelectric mechanism, an electric current is applied to a piezoelectric actuator, causing the chamber to deform slightly, forcing a droplet of bioink out of the nozzle. By the way, a piezoelectric actuator is a device that responds to an electric current by stretching and bending. Then, when the electric current to the piezoelectric actuator ceases, the shape returns to normal and a bit of bioink is sucked from the reservoir, refilling the chamber, and the process is repeated. Next, microvalve-based bioprinting involves a small valve that can be accurately opened and closed with electromagnets to deposit droplets of bioink, which is under pressure, usually pneumatic pressure, meaning air pressure. Laser-induced forward transfer bioprinting uses lasers to accurately position cells on a substrate or the place where the tissue will lie. Laser-induced forward transfer bioprinting consists of a laser, a focal length, a ribbon, and a substrate. The ribbon could contain a sheet of transparent quartz glass with a very thin gold coating and a coating of bioink. When the laser reaches the gold, it hits it and greatly expands it, propelling a very small amount of bioink, which will have been coated with hydrogel to dampen the kinetic energy. This laser is quite precise, and hence this method is also quite precise. Finally, in energy-based bioprinting, a focused energy source, often a laser, is used to selectively solidify or stabilize a bioink. Each category of bioprinting has its own pros and cons. However, as an example, laser-induced forward transfer bioprinting is precise and has a high printing resolution. Nevertheless, it is expensive, cumbersome, and time-consuming. That's all from me. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.